Henry Lee McCullum was released from prison in September after spending 3 decades on death row in North Carolina. Newly tested DNA evidence proved another man had committed the rape and murder that he and his half-brother were convicted for. Henry is far from alone in his brush with death. Since 1973, over 140 death row inmates have been exonerated. On their release, life isn't easy. Randy Steidel was on death row for 18 years and says things taken for granted on the outside are a challenge after years in confinement.
You ever heard the story of Rip Van Winkle waking up after 20 years and how the world had changed? That's how it was. You have to relearn everything. I mean, I didn't even know how to pump gas. Cell phones, never saw a cell phone, never saw a laptop. It was relearning everything.
Witness to Innocence was set up to help exonerees, bringing them together from across the country to conferences like this one. As the only woman who's been released from death row, Sabrina Butler says she enjoys talking with others who've had similar experiences, even if there is that one key difference.
I get to meet other people that are just like me, you know. Well, the guys, rather, because I'm the only female. You know, we've all been through the same thing, you know, and we don't have to worry about the judgments and all that when we're together.
The other purpose of the conferences is to try to educate the public about these failings in the US justice system. At this lunch at a Philadelphia church, one former inmate sits at each table telling their story. A key issue is compensation. After being released, most exonerees get nothing from the state and have to fight for any reparations.
Because reparations mean an admission of guilt. So they just let people leave the prison and it's up to them to figure out how to get resources. Some of them sue the state that they're in and they get some compensation. But most of them get out and don't get anything.
Despite what they've been through, the exonerees, wearing blue t-shirts, realise that their situation could have been even worse.
But we're the lucky ones. We had people outside the system that helped expose the truth. It wasn't the system that freed us. We were freed in spite of it. And so if there's 20 mistakes in Illinois that we knew about, how many did we not know about?
With the death penalty still legal in 32 US states, these former inmates know that abolition remains a long way off, but hope that they can convince future generations to change.